Welcome back. It's time for another caravan vlog. Just about to go to bed, and yeah, it's a nice cool evening. Nice and warm in the shed, have the fireplace going. Most nights I still like to sleep in here. I don't mind sleeping in a cold environment on the coldest nights when we get those frosty mornings. I usually do sleep in the shed where it's nice and warm, but yeah, for the most part, I don't mind sleeping uh, in a cold area as long as I have somewhere warm to go, like in the early morning, and yeah, just rug up a bit in the evening. So yeah. Anyway, I've just been in that mode of reflection. Thanks to Mike for the comments on the video from this morning. I'll schedule this as tomorrow's check-in. But yeah, thanks for that. That really did. That was a good perspective to give. Like, yeah, I'm going through a transition phase at the moment because like from being full-time student for the last few years to now I'm pretty much about to kickstart my career and getting into full-time employment. That's basically what's happening now. Yeah, I've done everything I need to do on my end. I have got some updates for what's going on with graduation. I will be graduating, but there's a bit of a delay. There's quite a bit of a delay. So really what's been happening is since COVID, right? Again, this is being pretty much blamed on COVID still. Since COVID, there's been a huge backlog of students waiting to graduate. And basically, usually the big graduations are always end of the year. Well, end of the academic year. It's summertime, of course, summer break. So that's December here in Australia. I know for like Northern Hemisphere, Europe, North America, you have like now June or May, June, whatever would be the big graduations probably June, like start of summer break, right? Well, for us that's December. So yeah, I attend University of Southern Queensland, Toowoomba, and Toowoomba next has a graduation in December. Now there's a campus also in like Springfield and Ipswich, which are basically like connected to Brisbane, like outer Brisbane, outer satellite towns of Brisbane, basically outer suburbs of Brisbane, where they have campuses in different areas, two campuses. And yeah, anyway, there's one happening at the Ipswich campus end of the month. So basically, they fill the graduation with students attending at the Ipswich campus. And then any space that's left, they'll put Toowoomba students or any other students in there. Well, there's a huge backlog still, and yeah, it's pretty much all booked out, all filled with Ipswich students. And of course, they prioritize students who are due to graduate earlier. Me being one of the latest, unfortunately, there's no space and there's no they really like they only process results, like finalize results and say, okay, congratulations, you can graduate, basically once they know they have space for graduation. So yeah, pretty much to graduate I'm gonna have to wait till the end of the year. Now I'm still in I finally got like some proper information. I got like a support email. This is information I'm reading, right, what's happening. So I'm gonna reach out. I'm going to like there's a standard support email, but I found like an actual link to where to contact for graduation specific stuff. So I'm going to contact them, believe me. And I don't care about attending a ceremony, man. I just want my papers, basically. I just want my degree. So yeah, even if I don't attend graduation at least straight away, I don't care. I can attend it straight down the line anytime. But I just want my paper, say yep, I've got my degree. So that's all. So yeah, I got a bit of information on that. Just annoying how long it's taking, but I have to say that's this country in a nutshell. Like nothing has functioned properly since COVID. They still use COVID as an excuse for all this stuff. That's how much it messed everything up. Well, they say it did. It did mess things up, but come on, you have to be back on track by now. It's like years later, and yeah, still yeah, yeah, that's this country in a nutshell. Nothing works. Everything's so inefficient. There's so much red tape and bureaucracy. It's actually just not even funny. So yeah, just a bit of an update on that. But regardless, like I said, While that all goes on in the background, like, I've done everything I can on my end. I've done my placement, I've done all my coursework, everything's submitted, I've got all my final results already. I can log on and they're all there. So yeah, while I wait for all this to continue on in the background, and I'll just mention that. I just want to mention this. Like, I've talked to some people around and they're pretty confused. Like my mum, for instance, she actually attended university while I was in high school. Like she of course studied university when she was younger, like when she was my age. She went to university, but she never finished back then. And yeah, anyway, this is like back in Austria, right? Because my mum's Austrian, and yeah, then a few years ago, back when I was in yeah, I was when was it? When was it? It was like around the time that I finished high school was when she finished her degree, which was at the University of Tasmania. And yeah, she was quite surprised how long it's taken. Like she's like, "Yeah, I finished, and then next week all my results are finalized. Then I got my degree. They just mailed it because that was actually during COVID as well. But they just mailed the degree, and yeah, she couldn't go attend. Um, she couldn't attend her graduation in person because at that time it was COVID and all the state borders were closed. Well, she could have gone to Tasmania. That was all open then, but basically Queensland had blocked itself off from the rest of the country. Like Queensland borders were sealed shut, so she could have gone to Tasmania, but then she wouldn't have been allowed back into Queensland. Queensland was like had a hard border with all the other states. It was crazy. There was like where I live now, it's pretty much a border town. Like I can drive 5 minutes down the road and I'm at the New South Wales border. And at that time, borders were sealed shut. There was military checkpoints. Like you could not go across. It was like a hard border. And it's just crazy. Like my mom was also saying, like I don't because she grew up in like a small town in Austria that was like very close to the border with Czech Republic, and she grew up during the time when the Iron Curtain was still there, right? Or the border was sealed shut, and like seeing what happened during COVID when with the Queensland border, like that was like he's like that's exactly like the Iron Curtain, and that's like within the same country. It was like the Iron Curtain. Queensland was completely shut off. You could not enter Queensland from any other state. It was insane. And there was like this is getting aside from the point, but there was cases then of like pregnant mothers that could not access hospital services on Queensland side because there's towns along the border, right, where it's just a normal town, right, but the border runs right through. There were cases of pregnant mothers not being able to access the hospitals that were on the Queensland side, and then guess what? They lost the child. So yeah, just sick, messed up stuff. But that was it. That was what happened. It just makes me sick to my stomach just thinking about all that. But yeah, that was it. That was the times that we were in, man. But yeah, apart from that, yeah, I had a good day today. Did some weeding out in the garden, just taking care of a few things around the place, and yeah, apart from that, what am I thinking about? I've just been watching some videos from myself, like so on my main channel, right? My main channel, Utopian, which I now do travel vlogs on, that started off as a channel similar to this. So I still have all my videos going back to like early 2023, like January 2023. I have no videos from earlier than that anymore because I had them on a hard drive, right? All my videos that I had earlier from that, I had it on a hard drive. Well, I had that hard drive failed a while back, so yeah, I don't have any videos older than January 2023, but still, all my videos since then, I've got all of those videos. So yeah, anyway, and they're all privated on most of them are privated on my main channel, but I'm just been going through slowly and just watching back, just out of curiosity. And what I've seen in the last few days, like watching back the videos, actually quite shocked me because I've gone back occasionally in the past and watched my old videos, and I always found like, yeah, that's interesting. I can sort of relate to this time and I remember this time. But this time, I looked back and I'm like, damn. Like listening to myself in those videos, I was like, damn, I actually really can't relate to myself from that time anymore. Like I have really changed. I have really changed big time, and it's like it's interesting because living day to day, it might not seem like you change or progress all that much, but over time, like we can change quite a bit in a relatively short amount of time. And like 3 years since then, 3 years is not that long, but damn, I have really changed in that time. I have really, really changed. And yeah, anyway, pretty soon I am planning to take a break from YouTube, like making videos on here as well. Well, I'm deciding during that time I will actually upload some of those videos, like some of the videos from back then that are privated on the main channel. Now they're still up, but they're privated there. I'm not gonna unlist them on there because that channel's now completely changed on a new trajectory. But I might even upload a few here because it'll be interesting just to you can compare me from now and then, and like some of the some of what I was saying back then is as relevant now as it was then. So that's something I will definitely do. But yeah, I'll announce that when I take a break, I'll announce it, and then yeah, I'll just schedule those videos during that time. So yeah, I am just I haven't heard anything back from any of the job opportunities. Hopefully I hear back soon. But yeah, again, for the time being, for right now, I've done everything on my part that I need to do. Just waiting to hear back from the local opportunities of finding some work. And yeah, for the time being, still at my old job. Yeah, yeah, I'm not happy with it. I'm really not. It's yeah, the last week, the first week back after the trip was quite good actually, but yeah, let's just say the place is falling apart at the moment. I'm just sick and tired of the double standards. Like where I work, there is definitely double standards, real double standards. And what do I mean by that? I mean favoritism and just having different standards for different people. Like the way the way I see it, like you set you set the same standard, everyone has to work and adhere to that standard, right? Well, where I work, there's different standards for different people, and different people get treated differently for doing the same or less, and it's just like, yeah, yeah, it's not fair. It's really not fair. I'm not even going to go into specifics really, but it's not fair. Like it's not. It's turned into a bit of a toxic environment, and I know sooner rather than later I have to get out of it. But for the time being, like I'm still there. And I'm not going to get out of it until I find something better. Until I have something like secured, right? I'm not just going to get out of it now. That would be silly. But and even if I start up like a new job, it depends what it is. Like some of the opportunities I'm looking at start off as like part-time things, with the potential for full-time work down the line. If that's the case, then of course I'll stay on here and there and just try to ease myself into like full-time work. And like I really do want to get into some full-time work. Um, and I'm like ready. That's also why I've been a bit impatient as well with all. It's like, come on, damn, like just give me an outcome already. But yeah, at the same time, I'm thinking, yeah, maybe it's not so bad that it's taking a bit of a while, and it's allowing me to slowly ease into it and really get myself ready. I mean, yeah, look, if the opportunity comes up tomorrow, I'm putting my hand up, I'm jumping, and I'm going for it, right? If the opportunity comes right now, I'm ready. But yeah, I'm thinking maybe it's not such a bad thing that they have to wait a little bit. Like, yeah, gives me time to think, gives me time to reflect, and yeah, really make sure that I'm set and that I'm on the right path. And yeah, the last thing I wanted to talk about a bit is just reflecting on travel. I've been thinking about my experience in the last few years traveling, and most of my experiences traveling have been here within Australia. And yeah, For the foreseeable future, I'm not planning any more significant travels overseas. Definitely, I want to go back to New Zealand. I thoroughly enjoyed my time there. I really want to go back to New Zealand, but it's going to be a while until I travel overseas again. In terms of where I want to travel overseas, yeah, I'd like to go back to New Zealand and explore more of that. I had a really good time over there, both exploring on my own and both with the lads over there, and yeah, met some really good people over there. So yeah, definitely enjoy myself over there. So I want to go back to New Zealand, and also I really want to go to Europe. Europe is next on the list, particularly Austria, because of course my mom's from Austria. Half my extended family lives there, and yeah, it's been. When was I last there? I was last there December 2018, January 2019. Yeah, over Christmas and New Year. Yeah, New Year 2019, I was there. That was my last time. So yeah, I really would like to go back to Austria. It's been a while. I've been there a few times. And the last trip was like, yeah, I was like 17 then, so I remember quite a bit of that trip. But yeah, I'd like to go similar to how I went to Sri Lanka and how I went to New Zealand and all that. I'd like to go there, Austria. And of course, I wouldn't just be in Austria. I'd want to explore other European countries as well. So I'd like to do a Europe trip, but that's going to be like a while down the line. Maybe not even next year. Maybe 2028. Yeah, maybe 2028 or end of next year, something like that. That would be like the time to plan. Yeah, end of next year or sometime 2028. That's when I would probably plan for that. But yeah, yeah, maybe a New Zealand trip earlier than that. We'll see. But for the time being, for the foreseeable future, I am not planning any significant trips overseas unless it's for work. Unless something comes up for work, then I'm not traveling overseas. But apart from that, yeah, I want to travel more within Australia. Like my experience of the last few years, really, it's interesting. I've been reflecting on them. So it's my first time traveling solo on my own was car camping. Actually, yeah, did a few car camping trips where I just got in my car, traveled around and car camped. It's been early 2024 was my first time ever solo traveling. I just did like a day, like an overnight trip down across the Northern Tablelands, New South Wales, around the town of Armidale, that region. And yeah, I really enjoyed myself. I camped overnight in my car for the first time, and yeah, really good experience there. I've got the videos up on my main channel for that. Northern Tablelands, New South Wales. Later on that year, like August 2024, end of winter, I went down south, inland route ending in the Snowy Mountains, and then came up along the coast. That was like 6 days. And that was like a trip for me where I really broke barriers and like built a lot of confidence. And those trips, that was all in my red Mazda that I've since drowned, my Mazda Tribute. I drowned at end of 2024. So like, damn, 18 months ago now. That's crazy. And then last year, August, again, end of winter, I did an outback trip. First ever outback trip. I went out west, outback Queensland, far west New South Wales. Did a nice loop, similar distance to the trip the previous year down south. But again, end of August, like last week of August, and then end of winter. That's when I did that. That seems to be turning into a bit of a theme for me, and I'm not gonna lie. I'm thinking about again this August doing something like that, just a 6 day or 1 week trip, something like that. Um, yeah, I can't take any more leave, obviously, but what I can do because I'm working part time at this job, I can swap days around, well, which is what I did the last 2 times. So yeah, I'm probably gonna do that. I'm gonna try to swap some days around in August. One week in August, I want to swap some days around, so I work extra some weeks, and then yeah, I can just take like 6 days or a week, and then yeah, go on a trip. I want to do something else like that. The reason I'm thinking of doing that so quick after New Zealand is I'm thinking, well, once I get some full time work going, I'm really not going to be able to take any time to go anywhere, and it'll probably be quite a while until I can travel again. So I'm thinking of really making the most of this time where I still have relative flexibility, relative time freedom, And doing something like that, I think it would be really good for me. And yeah, I really enjoyed the last two times. So, why not make it into like a yearly thing where just, yeah, I don't know, August is a good month, end of winter. Why not make it into a thing where I just to travel somewhere then? And in terms of where I'm thinking to go, uh, I'll get to that. First, let's continue what I was saying before, the reflection. So, yeah, I really enjoyed those trips. Like those trips will, even though they were short, they will forever be in my mind. The next big thing after that was, of course, the Sri Lanka trip, and this is where it gets really interesting, especially now after the New Zealand trip. The Sri Lanka trip is honestly almost gone from my mind. Like, really, like I think now the Sri Lanka trip's really fading into the background. Like it seems like such a big deal, and it was in the moment. And yeah, it's interesting. The more time goes on, like I reflect on that trip, and it's like I enjoyed parts of it. I don't regret it. I don't regret it. But I enjoyed parts of it. But honestly, thinking back, I didn't enjoy it as much as I thought as I thought I would, and it didn't exactly go according to how I planned or how I wanted it to go. And it was a really crazy trip, a chaotic time. Like thinking back, there was just so much going on. It did become too much, especially at the end there. Like it was like, of course, I hadn't been in so long, and so much family to catch up with. There was the big wedding, and then the way traveling around as well. Like I would going back now, I would do things a bit differently, and definitely I will go back. I do want to go back to Sri Lanka. Not for another few years though. Like I'm good for a while. I'm good for a while. I'm not rushing to go back there. I definitely will. But next time I will definitely travel differently, and that's fair. That's fair. Like, that was my first time traveling overseas on my own. I mean, I went there overseas on my own. Once I was there, of course, I had family and friends everywhere, and so yeah, that was different. But I didn't really travel so much on my own within the country. But still, like, my first time traveling overseas on my own, first time traveling overseas post COVID. And yeah, anyway, look, I did need that trip. It did change me, but honestly, like, it's not such a big deal anymore. It's interesting. It's fading into the background and almost irrelevant. And at the end of that trip, I was so ready to come home. Now, the recent trip New Zealand, of course, it's more recent. I'm still processing it. I'm still, of course, putting videos up for it. But honestly, like that was the first time on an overseas trip where at the end of the trip, I didn't want to go home. Like I enjoyed it that much, even though there was some challenges as well. Like I got a bit sick on the trip and all that. And I got a bit of a cough, which I still have a little bit now. Like it sort of got better the last week, and now it's sort of coming back, lingering a bit. Like I've got a bit of a scratch in my throat again. I don't know what the hell it is, but a lot of people are sick around. Like yeah, one of my work colleagues is in hospital for some respiratory um illness problems. So it's like there's something going around here. It's not good. So yeah, yeah, but yeah, New Zealand trip, I think that's one that I'm definitely gonna remember. I don't know. It was really good. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I can't quite explain it all yet. I'm still processing it, but yeah, yeah. That's really it. I just find it interesting. The Sri Lanka trip was 5 weeks, but it's really flew by, and yeah, I'm just like, it's almost faded into irrelevance now. It's just so interesting how our perspectives can completely change like that. So that's that. Sri Lanka trip. Hola. And yeah, okay, now in terms of what I want to do, it's already mentioned, yeah, like I want to just do another short road trip somewhere. Yeah, I'm not sure if I'll do it in the car or the van. My van, I still don't have the van here at the moment. It's still at the mechanics. I had the van service, and like I said, there's quite a bit of work that needs to be done on it. Like it had a coolant leak and a few other things, and it's fixable. Like they're giving me they've given me a quote on that, like to pretty much get all the critical issues fixed and get it all roadworthy again. It's gonna be about 2 grand, $2,000, which is like, yeah, I was expecting something like that. They quoted me 2,000 to fix the all the major issues and the coolant leak, all that, and 4,000 to do a complete makeover of the van, which no, I just wanna fix the critical issues. It's already an old van, like the interior is all good. That's all fine. But yeah, I just want to get all the critical stuff fixed and like yeah, I don't care about having a complete makeover. Just fix the critical stuff. I do want to get some good use out of the van. Um, Again, I bought it with someone else, and yeah, like I mentioned in some previous videos, was that on this channel? Was that my previous channel? I don't even remember. No, that was a bit of a blur. No, well, I don't think anyone was this channel. But yeah, anyway, look, I bought the van with someone else. So yeah, gonna go halves on that cost. So I have to pay about $1,000 for it. Because yeah, basically it's like sharing the van. Like I'll use it on some trips, they'll use it on some trips, and yeah, sure, that's fair. Was a good arrangement, but yeah, anyway, didn't exactly foresee that it's going to cause this much trouble. Which I mean, it's an old van, of course it can cause trouble, but anyway, if the van isn't up and running, then I'll just go my old style and just go car camping again. That's fine. I enjoyed it. Now, where the hell do I want to go? I want to if I was going to go down south again. I would have liked to go down to the Snowy Mountains again, but I haven't managed to get some good winter experience in Queenstown, especially with seeing some snow at the end. So yeah, if I didn't see snow in New Zealand, I was going to go down to the Snowy Mountains, and yeah, I mean they had a really poor start as well, one of the worst starts to ski season in Australia, but yeah, this last week they've had some good snowfall. Meant to have some more the next few days. So finally, the skiing is getting up and running down there. But yeah, I've done Snowy Mountains already. I've been down. I really want to go back. It's a really nice, one of my favorite regions of the country. So I really want to do Snowy Mountains again one day. Go down south. Tasmania is one of the next areas on my bucket list. Like if I get on a plane, the next time I'm on a plane, there's going to be a good chance I'm heading to Tasmania. That's 100% on my bucket list. Although if I go to Tasmania, I haven't decided whether I would fly or whether I would drive down and take the ferry. Spirit of Tasmania. It is expensive. It's more expensive to drive down and take the ferry. But then if I do that, like that's an experience in and of itself. And then of course I can have my own car and all my gear and everything. Like it's just easier to get transport gear and stuff that way rather than flying. And of course, I'll have my own car. I don't have to worry about renting a car once I'm in Tassie. But yeah, Tasmania, definitely have to do that down the line. Not sure exactly when, but I would like to do it down the line. And yeah, apart from that, there's just so many other places to see as well. More around New South Wales, more around Queensland. And of course, I have to leave the eastern states at some stage. Like I haven't even I was born and raised here in Australia. I've never left the eastern states, never been South Australia, never been Western Australia, never been to the Northern Territory, the NT. And if when leaving the eastern states, I'd probably do the NT. I really want to do the NT. The NT is is pretty much the Wild West. The Wild West. There's some places I really want to see in the NT. Of course, Uluru, Ayers Rock. I really want to see that. And apart from that, yeah, just they say you haven't really seen Australia if you haven't been to the NT. So yeah, I'll leave it at that. The NT, that definitely have to go to the NT, Northern Territory, South Australia as well. Um, I really want to go to Coober Pedy, which is basically like an underground opal mining town in the center of South Australia. Like it's like very remote, like outback town, and basically it's an opal mining town where the entire town lives underground in these carved out shelters. They've got everything like all the buildings, everything like churches, like all carved into like rock, like underground. Everyone lives underground. So really want to go Coober Pedy, parts of South Australia. Of course, Adelaide. Yeah, got to do Adelaide. Adelaide, it's an iconic Australian city that I haven't been to. So got to do Adelaide, of course. That region, Flinders Ranges, Coober Pedy, Northern Territory, of course. Yeah, Alice Springs. Yeah, I was gonna say Alice Springs. I meant Ayers Rock or Uluru. Yes, that's an iconic landmark. Yeah, I was meant to say around Alice Springs. I want to do the Larapinta Trail, which is just one of Australia's longest hiking trail. Alice Springs is oh man. There's really not much to do in Alice Springs. It's a place you sort of want to avoid, unfortunately. But there's things around Alice Springs to do. So yeah, I'll leave that at that. Apart from that, yeah, of course I want to go up the top end, Darwin. I'd love to do Kakadu. Um, and yeah, that's pretty much leaving the eastern states. That's areas I want to see. But I'll probably go for the NT first. Maybe, who knows? Maybe New Year's, New Year's, or at the very least, Territory Day next year. I've got to be in the NT. All right. Western Australia, I could talk hours about Western Australia. It's the biggest state. It takes up like a whole third of the continent. Like, I'm not even going to talk about WA today because it'll just turn out too long. So in terms of where I'm going, I'm not leaving the eastern states. I don't really have time for that at this stage. But I'm not going to even leave this state. I am going to do another trip within Queensland. I am thinking of going up to Carnarvon Gorge. Carnarvon Gorge. Carnarvon Gorge is going up towards central Queensland. Basically, it's one of the best national parks, like very much highly praised for its natural beauty and just it's Carnarvon Gorge. It's got these big gorge, canyons, and pretty much it's an oasis surrounded by desert. That's pretty much what it is. Search up Carnarvon Gorge. It's like yeah, yeah. There's pictures out there, but yeah, really, I've wanted to do that for a long time. Probably one of the national parks that's highest on my bucket list. So yeah, I really want to do Carnarvon Gorge. From where I live, it's about 8-9 hours to get there, and yeah, just heading northwest. And yeah, going up towards central Queensland. It was my first time heading up to that region, so yeah, I really want to do Carnarvon Gorge. So I'm thinking, yeah, let's go up to Carnarvon, then head east towards the coast, and then go down along the coast, and then yeah, back here. That would be a good loop to do in like 6 days. It wouldn't be quite as long as my previous two week-long trips. Previous two, not 2 week long, like two 1 week long trips. Yeah, so yeah, that's how it goes. So that's what I'm thinking of doing, and yeah, sometime in August, maybe one of the first weeks of August, maybe at the end of August. I'll see. I want to take a week in August to do something like that. It's about time. I've got to do it. I really have to do it because, yeah, once I get some full-time work going, I'm not going to be able to take much time off like that at all. It'll be a while. Of course, if I start a full-time job, I'm not going to be able to take leave for a while, like at least half a year, I'm not going to be able to take leave, and then, yeah. Look, I mean, I sort of whinge a bit about my current job, like, but in terms of like having time off and taking a leave, it's been very good. It's been very good, I have to say. They've been very good with that. But yeah, just certain things. Certain things it's like I don't want to deal with anymore. So I'm pretty much ready to move on. And it's like fair. Look, I've finished my studies, so I want to get started in my field of study. I want to get a career started in my field of study. So that's fair. Find full-time work. Boom, done. Let's go do it. So yeah, that's pretty much where I'm at. Got a lot off my chest. Yeah. Um, yeah. One of these days I'm going. One of these days soon, I will announce I'll be taking a break from making videos, and like I said, from then I'll be just scheduling like old videos that I have archived just to upload. It'll just be interesting to have them on here, and you can really compare how I am now versus how I was then. So that's it. It's now getting way past my bedtime. So yeah, I will see you all in the next one. Onwards and upwards.